everyone, welcome to my live 11 a.m. West Australian time. I'm Priestess Moon. Yes, I did. I started a live video. And I'm here today to talk about the Deadly Apothecary oracle, which is my latest oracle, this one here. It's a beautiful day in Perth today, and I'm speaking from the lands of the Whadjuk Noongar people. The sun is shining and it's just a beautiful day, beautiful winter's day today. So one thing I wanted to talk to you about is my previous oracle cards. I just want to go through them in case you didn't know what kind of other oracle cards I've created. So the first one that came out in 2017 is the Enchanted Spell Oracle. That was my first one. So it's like, oh, hi everyone. Hi Tarastash. Hi Kitty Catty. Hi Crystalline Mage. How you going? The second one is my Enchanted Unicorn Oracle. This is inspired by the Voynich manuscript. And it's such a quirky, cute little oracle. It's really good for personal growth and self-care. This one here. And then I guess my most famous ones are the Making Magic symbols, these two oracles here. These are symbol cards, symbols from around the world, probably mostly European style symbols. And this one here has the guidebook that explains all the symbols and how you can use them in spells. So it's just a whistle-stop tour through all my little oracle cards there. But of course today we're here to talk about the Deadly Apothecary. So this oracle came out in March, and my inspiration behind it was the idea that poisonous plants are given such a bad rap these days. And it got me thinking, well, why are they here on this earth in the first place? I mean, they must be here for a reason. And a lot of them are just amazing healers. Like, they're here to heal the physical body. But they've been given a bit of a bad reputation because it's quite hard to control the dose of these plants. They're very difficult to control, and some plants are more potent than other plants, and so they've a lot of them have been made illegal, but they are actually great healers. And then I made the connection, well, humans here on earth have all these difficult emotions such as anger, jealousy, sadness. Why do we have these emotions? We're actually born with them. This human vehicle is meant to have these emotions so that we can work through some issues. It's our body's way of telling us that our boundaries have been crossed, or there's something that we need to deal with and confront. So we always label these emotions as bad, just like we label the poisonous plants as bad, but they're not. They're very useful, and we need to be able to, you know, embrace these emotions and work through them and not see them as good or bad, but just something that we have as like a compass, so we can decide how we're being treated. Is it okay, or do we need to do something about that? So what I wanted to do is just shuffle through some of the cards to show you what they are and what a lot of them mean. They're actually they're a little bit, they can be a little bit mean. These cards kind of call you out. When I use them and it reflects a certain behavior, I just think, okay, yeah, I am probably being a bit silly right now about something, and it really does help just to you know, bring a bit of clarity to what you've been feeling and how you've been acting. So let's get into it. I'll just do a little group reading now. You can think about something that you've been struggling with. These cards are really, really good for work issues or relationship issues. And the card can represent either a behavior in yourself or a behavior that someone else is exhibiting, and it might give you a really good idea about why this person is acting the way that they are. So let's see which card comes up first. My beautiful shuffly cards. Ah, yes, spiritual superiority. I got this one in the practice one as well. This is very interesting. So the idea behind this card is the Madonna. She's the Mother Superior card. It is based on the Christian religion, and it's based on the idea, the very human idea, that some religions are better than others. So when you get this card, it's either yourself or someone else that's perhaps feeling a little superior, feeling like their religion or their spirituality or their way of life is better than someone else's. And I think we've all been there. I know that I used to go to church. I used to go to a Christian church, and we were told that this religion is the only one. This is the best one. And it took a long time to sort of come out of that brainwashing, I'm going to say. So this card really highlights someone who's thinking that their way of expressing their spirituality is the only way, and everyone else has got it wrong. So that's an interesting first card there. And the poisonous plant is the Madonna lily. So the Madonna lily isn't so much poisonous to humans, but it is poisonous to cats, and we can't have that. It can sometimes also cause skin irritations as well. Okay, let's have another one. Give it a bit of a shuffle. I like how the red of the card matches my red lipstick. I do love the red highlights in this. The box as well, like the back of the box. It's very beautiful. And the back of the box here. Very nice. This was Rockpool Publishing that designed this. I did the artworks and wrote the guidebook. All right, another card here. Mistletoe. So this card is all about feeling independent or wanting to be independent, and there's nothing wrong with that at all, to have your own independence. But what this card highlights is someone who thinks that they have to do everything themselves, that it's their job to take on everything and resolve everything, and they will not ask for help from others even though they might need it. So the lesson of this card is to think about, well, where did our food come from? Where did our house come from? All the objects in our house has been made by other human hands. We don't have to do everything ourselves, and it's literally impossible to do everything ourselves. So this card is a little reminder to perhaps ask for some help from someone with an issue that you're dealing with. Now, mistletoe has, oh, hi, yes, thanks Katie, thanks Kitty. Yeah, I have been told that these cards are pretty spot on when I've done readings with them. I did a reading at the Every Woman Expo, and everyone I spoke to was like, whoa, that's how are these so accurate? But it's just what they seem to do. They're kind of packed with my life experience. So all the things that I've lived through in my life where I've behaved in certain ways and other people have behaved in certain ways, and we've both learned things from it. It's just life, isn't it? It's just life. So with mistletoe, the berries are poisonous. So I know the plant can be used to help heal the body, but it's the actual berries that are poisonous. So let's try another one. Just thinking about people or a certain situation. Fly agaric. I love the fly agaric mushroom. Isn't it beautiful? Now, apparently it was used by Siberian shamans. They would ingest the mushroom and they'd have visions of the future, which would help their tribes people. Also, if people were having certain ailments, they would get visions from taking the mushroom about what would help heal the person. So this is very much in the sort of spiritual, esoteric realm, this particular mushroom. Now, I'm not suggesting for a minute that anyone should go out and try this. A lot of people have been very sick from taking fly agaric, so perhaps we can just admire them as a beautiful mushroom in the forest. But this particular card is about someone who doesn't follow the rules of society. So there's certain expectations placed on people, perhaps to go to uni, get a job, get married, have children, all those little gateposts of life that society expects you to do. This person doesn't do, and they're kind of judged for that as well, unfairly, because your life is your own life and you can do whatever you like with it. And so this card represents someone who's just freely flowing in life, having a lovely time of it, trusting their intuition. And it's called virtual reality because of the concept that this life on earth is actually one big, like a video game. And we come here and we put on a certain character and we play a certain role, and we sometimes forget that we're a soul in a human body, and not just human. And fly agaric is someone who's kind of figured it out and just playing with life. Probably a good aspiration for all of us. But then of course comes the judgment from others, so if you can handle that. Good old judgment, we all do it. Okay, let's try another card. What will come through next? Castor beam. This is an interesting little one. I was listening to a lot of Dolores Cannon while I was painting these pictures. I painted these in 2022. So most of the lead time from conception to publishing is about 2 years for oracle cards, just in my experience. And because I was listening to Dolores, a lot of kind of galactic stuff started coming through in my artwork, hence these beautiful shoulder pads here. And just like the headdress, and I just became very creative with it all. So this particular card is about someone who's holding on to the past, particularly a past relationship. So this card is about someone who's always comparing their ex to you, to put it bluntly. So this person had a beautiful relationship, for whatever reason broke up, and they just can't let it go. And they're holding on to that relationship and always comparing their new partner to this person. And so this card really speaks about just having to let that go, having to let that past relationship go. And we all know it's very hard. But this card highlights that need to sort of take a look and think, well, you know, perhaps we're living in the past here, and perhaps it is time to move on. If the other person has moved on, it's time for you to move on as well. So that's what that card says. So castor bean is like, I don't know if people remember taking castor oil when they were young. I'm probably showing my age here, but a lot of people would take castor oil to help clear the body. So it's a very releasing plant. Okay, hi everyone who's joined. Nice to see you. All right, let's do some more readings. It's always interesting, isn't it, to see what comes up. Larkspur. Again, the whole galactic idea came through in these cards. So larkspur is called bright star. And I guess this is the starseed card. Now, I don't know if you subscribe to beliefs about starseeds. There's this idea that some souls have come from different planets to experience life on Earth. And this card is showing that this particular person has a little bit of difficulty with life on earth, because let's face it, it is very hard. And again, I was listening to a lot of Dolores, so this is where Dolores Cannon comes through. Apparently Earth is one of the hardest planets. It's one of the hardest planets to live on, and people who have lived on other planets have had a easier time of it. But you come to Earth and it's like a battleground. And so what this card is saying is that you came here to shine your light regardless. So one of the big lessons is that you just keep shining that beautiful bright light, and that's what you came here for. Now, larkspur is a plant that apparently you can make tinctures, and it's very good for hair health and skin health, but you can't ingest the plant. So it's more sort of a topical application, because if you ingest the plant, it can make you quite ill. So that's why larkspur is considered poisonous. Yeah, Katie, it is a beautiful reminder. It kind of, what I want for these cards is to kind of, for people to sort of take them out of that sort of human story and start thinking, you know, look, I am a soul. There's a reason that I came here. And this card is like a really beautiful reminder of that. Larkspur. All right, let's try another card. Thank you, everyone. Thank you for your lovely comments. All right, what have we got here? Yew, the yew tree. Now, I'm trying to think of the book. Now, I believe it was Amy Stewart, Wicked Plants, a great inspiration for this deck. Like you'll see in the guidebook, I have a bibliography of all the information I got about all the plants. And Amy Stewart's book is a really good book, actually. And she was saying that the yew tree is associated with death. Apparently it would grow very well in graveyards. And there was one particular tree in a churchyard in England where there was a big storm. And the tree uprooted in this storm. And within the roots of the tree was all the bones of the people who had been in the churchyard. And I just thought that was horrifically delicious. And I was quite inspired by that to paint this card, hence the skull there. So the yew tree is associated with death. It's associated with the death of the physical body. And this particular card is about someone who has lost someone, but a very, very long time ago. And we're not here to judge anyone's grief. I mean, grief is a journey that at some point we're all going to go on. And some people deal with grief very differently to others. But this particular card is about someone using this grief as a bit of a crutch. It's like a very powerful emotion and they just don't want to let it go. And so this card is also a gentle reminder that it's okay not to grieve all the time. It's okay to let that sadness go. And it's a very difficult one to do, but I wanted this card to be a nice reminder for people that I've been through the grief, the loss of my sister, and I just wanted to let people know that you can smile again. You know, you just think you'll never smile again, but you do. Like life goes on and joy comes back again. So that's that card. What I wanted to show you as well is one of the original artworks. So you see the size of these cards here. This is Foxglove, Magical Thinking. The original artworks are this size. I'll show you here. This is tobacco. This is watercolor on gold leaf on watercolor paper. And and then the tobacco plants as well. And I just had such a lovely time painting these. And I just wanted to show you how these were scanned and then sent in a file, and then they became, I mean, these are two different paintings, but then they became this size in a card. So I think it's always nice to see what the original artworks look like for an oracle. Yeah, it's just, the whole process is very interesting, actually, creating oracle cards. I always make a little avatar of each oracle deck before I do all the main things to it, for want of a better term. So yeah, I think that's an interesting little thing. Okay, so I'm going to do a last couple of few cards if you want to think about an issue that you're having in your life with someone, or you know, a relationship, or you're just thinking, what is this person thinking? I feel that these cards are a very good insight into this. So we're having here Cherry Laurel. So Cherry Laurel, the card is Peacekeeper. Cherry Laurel represents a person who tries to keep the peace at all costs. They don't like confrontation. They don't want to upset anyone. They don't want to rock the boat. But what this card is saying is that this particular battle that you're thinking of, this needs you to stand up and say, this is not okay. You know how everyone says you've got to choose your battles. Choose this battle, this thing that you're thinking of. This is your hill to die on, basically. This is something where your boundaries have been crossed, and you've got to stand up and say no more, even though you might be scared of the other person's reaction, or if you feel like you're walking on eggshells. This card says, you know what? It's your turn now to say this is not okay. You don't have to keep the peace anymore. That's what you always do. This time, no. This time you get to say. So that's what this card is about. So Cherry Laurel has a certain acid in the leaves and the stems that is very, very poisonous. So that's why Cherry Laurel has been included in this deck. Okay, well, I think we'll do one more card and then we shall say adieu. Ooh, hang on. Let's see what the last card is going to be. Oh, there's one that just fell out, so we'll use that one. Oh, it's you again. Hello. Hello, you again. That's a double reminder. So we'll do one more card. Wouldn't it be cool if you went out again? Okay. Death cap. Yeah, so death cap mushroom. There is no known healing property in the death cap mushroom that we know of now. I was doing some research on the death cap mushroom, and apparently there's certain studies to do with Alzheimer's. There's certain toxins in the mushroom that apparently may be able to help dementia in the future. But it's very, very new research. So we may very well find that the death cap mushroom at some point can help heal humans, but at the moment, absolutely not. No touchies. But this card is all about stepping into your own power. This card is about someone who has been very shy, very quiet, very kept in the dark for most of their life, and not able to express themselves, whereas the very powerful nature of the death cap is saying it's time for you to stand up proud and it's time for you to be yourself. And my inspiration for this was some of the early 19th century Russian royalty, just in terms of costume. I really, really love fashion. And so I was very, very inspired by fashions around the world and around time in these cards. So you'll find every one of these characters is wearing certain fashions throughout history. And this was the early, I think late 1800s, early 1900s Russian costume. Okay, well, I think I shall say goodbye to everyone. Thank you so much for everyone attending. I hope that these cards have helped you and helped you sort of deal with some issues that's happening in your life. I mean, I do use these cards when I'm having an issue. Yeah, I'll consult these cards, and yeah, they will give me some insight. And I mean, even though I wrote them, I do tend to channel the information. So when I channel something, I kind of forgot what I've written. So I do need to consult the guidebook sometimes. So if you don't have a copy of this deck and you would like to purchase it, please go through my website, www.priestessmoondesign.com. There's a link there that'll take you to my Amazon affiliate, and you'll be able to purchase the cards through Amazon. It's just really the easiest way to purchase these cards. So yeah, please enjoy a copy, and I'll see you later. All right then. Bye. Bye everyone.